Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and having a great day. So since this discussion is going around right now and so many people are talking about the future of not just altcoins but also the eternal future of Bitcoin and exactly where Bitcoin will be not only in a couple of years but even just down the line, I thought I'd try to talk a bit about if Bitcoin will ever hit $1 million per coin. Self-help guru and former hedge fund manager James Altucher thinks Bitcoin will reach $1 million in 3 years. When CNBC asked Altucher if he agreed, he said yes. I'll say $1 million by 2020 as well, easily, Altucher said Wednesday on CNBC's Squawk Alley. There's 15 million millionaires around the world. All their financial advisors are going to say, hey, buy a Bitcoin. You need some exposure. This is one of the main things that we constantly hear when it comes down to this argument, is that at some point, Bitcoin will become so valuable that rich people won't have a choice but to start buying into the market. But as we know, there are only 21 million Bitcoin that can ever be made. At the time of me making this video, I believe there are 17 million officially that have been mined, with 4 million assumed lost forever in computers, in trash heaps that we will never ever see again. We also know that a large number of rich people hold a large amount of Bitcoin. We know the Satoshi wallet has 1 million inside of it, so that's a million gone. We know that the Winklevoss twins, I believe, hold 200,000. Any millionaire or billionaire who's out there talking about cryptocurrencies usually owns between 10,000 to 100,000 of the coin that they are talking about. So this is usually the main reason why a lot of people think that it could happen. On that same exact note, in order for Bitcoin to hit 1 million, it's the assumption that Bitcoin has started to absorb all of fiat currency around it. You would need a Bitcoin price of around, I believe, the entire market has to be $21 trillion. This is also the assumption that Bitcoin has started to eat other altcoins around it, that every other altcoin or a large number of altcoins have simply died off and Bitcoin has simply eaten them alive in order to keep itself out there, because we've heard many times before in the past that the crypto market will probably reach somewhere in the range of $2, $5, $10 trillion within the next couple of years. To have Bitcoin be $1 million per coin, we're talking about a $21 trillion market. This means that many countries around the world have stopped using their currency and have officially switched over to Bitcoin, and this is something that a lot of people also think is eventually going to happen. This isn't, how do I say this? Any theories about where Bitcoin could possibly go in the near future aren't stopped, especially when you have higher ups in PayPal and other money management services who are talking about exactly where this will go. When you have a member of PayPal's board of directors talking about that he definitely sees Bitcoin hitting over $1 million within the near future, this also will get a couple of minds kind of going out there. It's still, to put it into perspective a tiny bit, Bitcoin was just a couple of cents a few years ago. Many of you may or may not remember that common thing that goes around talking about if you had put $100 into Bitcoin in 2010, you'd have $75, $85, $95 million, whatever the price may be on a certain day. And not many people thought that Bitcoin would ever hit $1, not to mention $10. You can find articles back there if you go onto Google and you search like the different timelines. You can go back in time to search old articles. By the time Bitcoin had hit $10, there was a crash to around, I think, $2.50, and people said this was the end. It cannot get any higher. Same thing when it happened when it hit 100, when it hit 1,200. Same thing when we hit 10,000. People thought it was going back down to 8,000. They thought that was the highest it could ever go. Mathematically, it makes sense. One of the strongest arguments that we have seen is from John McAfee. Now, I've spoken about him before. I don't agree with everything or a lot of things that he says, but mathematically, this does make sense. So starting from, even if you start from when he first gave the prediction and Bitcoin was around $2,200, if the price of Bitcoin raises by 0.48% every single day, this is this red line. This red line indicates that we are on track for exactly what he said would happen, that it would hit $1 million, I believe, by I want to say the end of 2020. I'm not exactly sure the exact date that he says, but sometime in the year 2020, Bitcoin will hit $1 million. The problem that a lot of people have with this prediction is little blue line right here. If this website is called BIRCOIN.top, I'm pretty sure you can find other websites about it as well. If you drag this blue line, you notice something happens to the red line. It starts going absolutely insane, and we are still not even at the target yet. So this is still $50,000 per Bitcoin. Still going, not even at $250,000 yet. And there. This is where we are right now, where my cursor is, and this is the little blue lines that we have experienced over the last couple of years. There's so many financial advisors or people who are really into crypto, and they keep saying any of these dips that we have, any of these price movements, any of the time that the price of Bitcoin goes down, they say, do not worry about it, because we will look back in the past and say, I wish I had bought around here. I wish I had bought when the price of Bitcoin was still $15,000, so on and so on. But keep in mind, all of these predictions are from people who think that Bitcoin will probably be the only coin that still exists. I know a lot of people especially people who are watching these videos, I've said this before in other videos as well, I'm going to assume that most people who are watching my videos do not own 10,000 Bitcoin, do not own maybe even 150 Bitcoin at one time. A lot of other people are owning different altcoins. A lot of altcoins have huge projects that are going on and different prospects for what they plan on, what kind of market they plan on cornering, especially when Bitcoin is being touted as digital gold, as opposed to something that people will actually be using on a daily basis. It's constantly said that rich people will simply buy into Bitcoin as a store of value. As the value continues to rise, there will be less volatility in the market, therefore keeping your money safe for the future and for whatever rich people do with their rich people money. I'm not sure how much I can believe. I mean, I try. Believe me, I tried. I've looked through the numbers. It does make sense. Mathematically, of course, that's what I always say. If the numbers work out, then it definitely makes a lot of sense. But to hit $1 million per coin, especially when even the top 20 coins, they're definitely doing so many things right now. And it's also projected that many of these coins as well will become trillion-dollar companies or trillion-dollar coins by market cap, whatever you want to call it. The idea that Bitcoin would become the only coin and that countries around the world would start to use it, not only as a store of value, but also as their country's currency, sounds a little far-fetched. I will definitely come back to this video in 2 years. What is it? This is, okay, yeah. It looks like the end of 2020 is when he says this for. I will come back to this video at the end of 2020 and will give many apologies if I am wrong. But as of now, I'm still a bit skeptical. I could see $250,000. I could see us definitely hitting that. That doesn't seem too unbelievable. I could definitely see Bitcoin being worth around $5 trillion as a whole. I can definitely see that happening. Probably the craziest thing that I was able to find online is from someone named Rick Falkvinge, who says that he believes Bitcoin will hit $5 million per coin. That means, theoretically, at the current price of Bitcoin right now, if you invested less than $9,000 at the time of me making this video, within 2 years, give or take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even if it was 10 years, you would still make around $4.99 million from purchasing one Bitcoin right now. That is not me telling you to buy it. Please don't go out there and tell your friends that I told you to go buy Bitcoin, because it's definitely going to hit 5 million. There are a lot of optimists when it comes to the cryptocurrency market. No one knows exactly what is going. No one. If anyone tells you that they know for sure that a price is going to hit something, you should probably stop watching them. You should probably not give them your money, and or I don't want to say not be their friend. They might be, good people. No one knows what the market is going to be. There are a lot of people who are constantly predicting. I was looking at people talking about what the price of Bitcoin would be by May of this year, as in right now, the time that I'm making this video, and people were saying that it was definitely going to hit $75,000 because when you look at their graphs, they were showing that there was never going to be a dip in the market that we had from December to even now, if you want to go that far. No one knows the future. A lot of people want to talk about it. The biggest, not issue, a lot of the people who talk about the where they believe the price of Bitcoin will be going over the next couple of years typically hold around 20, 30,000 Bitcoin themselves. It's the same with that guy who holds a lot of Ethereum. He says that he believes Ethereum will eventually hit 20, 30, 40,000 a coin. And lo and behold, he also holds around 100,000, 200,000 Ethereum. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this video. As always, tell me what you think below. Like I said, I do not know everything. I cannot know everything. I guess it's nice to dream sometimes of where prices could go. What we have now, these digital coins that are sitting on our screen, what they could possibly give us within the next couple of years. And a lot of people want to buy a Lambo. I don't know how that became a thing in the cryptocurrency world, but it appears that a lot of people are betting. There are a lot of rich people who have bet on this. If you Google like Bitcoin bets, you'll find hundreds of them. All these rich people are betting against each other that within a year and a half, 2 years, Bitcoin will definitely be over $1 million per coin. All right, everyone. That's definitely going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are, wherever you might be, whatever you might be doing. Thank you once again for watching. Let's hope it actually does hit 1 million. That'd be pretty cool. And I will talk to you all soon. See you.